Hi guys, how are y'all doing? Oh, I hope I'm on the right screen. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I am. Good. Hello. It's the middle of the week. It's Wednesday. I'm running a little bit late. So I'm again Miss Tracy doing amazing facts and finds. And this week, Miss Madeline was talking about Jesus getting angry, that he cleared the temple. I hope that's not showing up on the screen. That he cleared the temple because he was so angry at the people who were not doing right by God's house. They were turning it into a place and they were cheating and mistreating people. And that's one thing that makes God angry. God gets angry. He does. When things aren't right, when people are mistreated, God is angry. And anger is talked about in the Bible a lot. So let's talk about it now. So I just looked up briefly some things about the physical effects of anger. And think about the last time you got angry. Did your hands clench and your face and you felt hot and all this? Did you want to run? Did you want to stand and fight? Did you just freeze up? Fight, flight, or freeze are three common responses to anger. Your muscles clench, your body sends blood to your muscles to get them ready, your face gets red, your heart races, all of these hormones, adrenaline, go pumping to your body, getting it ready to do something. Your body temperature rises, and I've even heard that your stomach turns red. I don't know. Didn't find that. I was looking for it. But it's a bad feeling. It's a bad feeling. Getting angry is not a good feeling, but it's a normal feeling. God created it. Anger tells us that something's not right. But then God tells us what we need to do with anger. He gives us instructions. Okay? So just a definition of anger is a strong feeling, strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, hostility. But it is it's an emotion or a feeling. An emotion is like our feeling of the same thing. However, and some people try to say you shouldn't get angry. Well, you can't help getting angry, and God knows that, and He tells us how to deal with that. So I found out some interesting things about God, what God said to people about anger. And one of the most interesting stories to me was Cain and Abel, right here in the very first book of the Bible, Genesis, chapter 4, 6 and 7. God said to Cain, "Why are you angry?" "Why are you angry?" the Lord asked him. "Why is your face so dark with rage? It can be bright with joy if you will do what you should. But if you refuse to obey, watch out. Sin is waiting to attack you, longing to destroy you, but you can conquer it." And I don't know if you remember the story of Cain and Abel, but they were Adam and Eve's sons, Cain and Abel. And they made sacrifices to God. And Abel, which one, just in this picture, who do you think is Abel and who do you think is Cain? I think this is Abel and I think this is Cain. And I'll tell you why, because I'll tell you the story. Abel and Cain made sacrifices to God. Abel's was pleasing to God because he did what God told him to do, and Cain did something else and God wasn't as pleased. And I love this picture because to me it's just tells the whole story. Cain is on his knees looking up to God. Abel is standing there with his clenched fists looking Cain is standing here with his clenched fists looking at Abel. Abel is doing the right thing. Cain's doing the wrong thing. Like, isn't that funny how sometimes when you're mad, you are doing the wrong thing and you get caught? But sometimes that's not always the case. Sometimes other people are doing wrong things and you have a right to be angry. But I like God said, "Why is your face dark with rage? It can be bright with joy." So we kind of have a choice. I don't know. We'll have to talk about that and think about it. But you can conquer it. So here's the thing. Anger is kind of a friend to sin. So when you get angry, the temptation is to do a bad thing. So it's kind of like best friends with sin. So you kind of got to keep your mind on that. Okay. I love this. While I was thinking about this and doing all of my what am I going to say business, I looked up, is anger in the Bible? And one thing I read said it was in the Bible. Things about anger were in there 480 times, which is a big number to me. But it's a common human emotion. We read in the Bible of God getting mad, God's wrath, that he was angry. And God's wrath or anger or righteous anger is usually a sin against him of sin against other people. One thing the Bible says over and over and over that we should do is take care of the widows and orphans. God cares about all of us, but he really cares about people who need our help. It's kind of our job, right? I don't know why that's up there. That makes me so upset. Okay. So one thing I was listening to that I thought was kind of funny and would kind of be a nice mental picture, and for me and for you, it said in the Old Testament, the translation of several Hebrew words, especially of aph, I think that's how you say it, literally means nostril or countenance. And the video I was listening to said that being anger was the Hebrew words would literally mean like red nose or red face. And so that just kind of was comical to me, and something I'm tucking away in my head to think about when I'm getting mad. Is my nose red? Is my face red? To think about, right? It said that this word was used some 45 times of humans, 177 times of the divine. The word occurs rarely in the New Testament, and it's taken with the word wrath. So I just thought that picture of the angry face with the red nose was a pretty funny one. Do you feel like this when you're mad? I do. I feel ugly when I'm mad, and I feel ugly after I'm mad. It just kind of like makes my whole body, my stomach and everything feel bad, right? The Bible has several verses about angers, and these were two that I really liked and I pulled for our little talk here. And it said, "Wherefore, my beloved brethren," and this is the New Testament, the brother of Jesus. James is the brother of Jesus. "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man, our wrath, worketh not the righteousness of God." And the book of James has a lot about the power of words and how dangerous they are, and talks about how the tongue can do such damage, the things you say, the words you say. Have you ever said anything when you were mad that you wish you hadn't said? James tells us a lot about that anger opens the door for bad things. And I really like this in Ephesians. Be angry. It's an emotion. It's a feeling. It's real. It's genuine. I think you do yourself harm if you don't recognize when you're angry, because sometimes you have a right to be upset and not be happy. You just have to handle it right. When something's handed to you, you have to deal with it right. So here is a wonderful verse about that. Be angry, and yet do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and do not give the devil an opportunity. So I think it's kind of interesting that here in Ephesians, which is in the New Testament, we get the same kind of verse that God said to Cain back in the very beginning of the Bible. Why are you angry? God knew why Cain was angry, and he knew Cain really didn't have a reason to be angry. He didn't have a good reason to be angry. He should have been angry at himself, not at Abel. But why are you angry? The Lord asked him. Why is your face so dark with rage? It can be bright with joy. If you will do, see, God gives us that choice. We're given free will. God doesn't treat us as little puppets. We have free will to do what we're supposed to do, and sometimes we do what we're not supposed to do. It is your face can be bright with joy if you will do what you should. But if you refuse to obey, watch out. Sin is waiting to attack you, longing to destroy you, but you can conquer it. God believes in us, and he knows that we can overcome anger. And one of the best ways to overcome anger is to give it back to God. If you can. I mean, I've always heard when you get mad, count from 10 backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just give yourself a chance to breathe and try not to say or do anything in that first rush of anger, and get control of yourself. And then you don't have to apologize. Reminds me of another little saying I used to always hear. Keep your words sweet, because you might have to eat them. So I just think this has been a nice lesson for me to think and read about and listen to things about anger because it's a deal. A lot happens that can make you angry, but it's a real joy stealer. Anger will steal your joy. So I think Miss Madeline's lesson, I want my little guy, I'm going to try to keep this in my mind when I'm thinking about feeling angry. Do I look like this? Is my nose red? Is my face red? Am I crazy looking like that? And I think that will help me. So be angry, yet do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger. And do not give the devil an opportunity. So in my thinking, anger is kind of like a door. Are you going to open it or are you going to shut it? You know? And if you're going to open it, run through it and get away from anger and shut it behind you. You know, it's like you do have the free will to choose. When you're angry, if you can, and it's hard, just take a deep breath, try to understand. And sometimes I read something that said halt, which halt means stop, H-A-L-T. And it says when you are getting upset, you can ask yourself, why am I upset? Am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Or am I tired? And sometimes you're more than one of those. You know, so we are very susceptible to things, emotions that are harmful when we're not at our best. We're at our best when we're looking to God. I just keep thinking that picture just makes me so happy because this tells me the whole story. If we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and looking to God, things will go like they should. You know, they will go like they should. He's in a better position than he is. So you get to choose. And I hope you choose to deal with your anger in an appropriate way because you're going to get angry. We all do. It's a protective emotion. Miss Madeline talked to y'all about Jesus getting angry, about clearing the temple, right? He had a reason to be angry. And he was angry at other times when the leaders of the churches were mistreating the people. He wasn't happy. Because when we see things that are wrong, we're not supposed to be happy about them. But there is a way to control your anger and to think about your anger and to manage it. It's a tool, really. It's a tool. It gives you the feelings. It lets you know something's wrong. So what are you going to do? You know, it's your choice. Don't get, and I don't know what to say to you, except it's a lesson you're going to need to learn because it's always going to be there. Are you going to let your nose get red, your face get red, your face so dark with rage? Or are you going to choose a face bright with joy? It's easy. It's not as easy as it sounds. But I'm glad you came and watched my video, and I'm glad I got to think about this because it's been a lot, and I've enjoyed it. And next time I get angry, I'm going to try to remember some of these pictures and use them. That's what we're trying to do because God wants us to be happy. He wants us to confront things that aren't right, but he wants us to do it in a right way because God tells us that being angry and getting justice and taking care of things belong to him, not us. So when I get angry, I just try to say, God, I give this to you. I know you will make it right. And I believe that. The Lord always keeps his promises. See you next week. Goodbye.